Hello, personal potential students. I'm so happy to be with you here in week 2. Every week we'll start a video series now that you'll have a little mini video to see and keep track of what's going on. This week we're going to work on goals, and I'll talk a little bit about goals in a moment. But last week we talked about introductions, and we talked about what your greatest achievements were and what our greatest failures were. One of the reasons why I ask for what our greatest failures are is because there is actual scientific proof that shows that the more we fail, the better we do, the more grit we have, and the more perseverance we display. Failure is a part of life. If we take a look at some of the greatest quotes, some of the greatest inventions, some of the greatest achievements, we will at first be able to see that life didn't go so well, nor were the goals. Yet, over time, many of us are unable to cope with or manage a real failure. And so, my goal here is to ask where we've been and what sort of failures we've already dealt with, what accomplishments we've achieved because of the failures that we earned. We have many students when they come to college, they are excited, they're anxious, they can't wait to get started on their career, to reach some of their goals and meet their hopes and dreams. And yet they may get a C on a paper, or perhaps even a lot of writing on a written paper, or maybe not a perfect that they might be used to getting in high school and in prior school. And so what I would like to encourage you to do throughout this semester and throughout this course is to sort of open your eyes and accept the fact that perhaps everything you do won't be perfect. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to be perfect, but again, that means that when things don't go our way, we should attempt to try again, learn from those mistakes, grow in new directions, step outside of our comfort zone, look at the problem in a different manner. I'm excited for us to move forward as we go through this and to look at our failures and some of our challenges and perhaps be able to look forward to the growth of our own selves and opening up our potential through some of the challenges of loss and or imperfection. So that's for last week. This week, our goal is we will be working on, again, how to set goals. We're going to start with our SMART goal setting. There is a scientific proof that if we follow the SMART goal protocol, we will be more likely to achieve those goals. The choice that I've made for you is a smarter goals program and outline so that we can see what's happening and what's going on. If you take a look at this, SMARTER is an acronym and it stands for specific, measurable, action oriented, realistic, time bound, ecological, and rewarding. As you're looking through this, I'd like for you to consider 3 goals. Think of 3 goals that you would like to achieve from now through the end of the semester. And many of you, I'm sure, have already set some semester goals, so we will be able to just merge those right into our smarter goal setting. Remembering that as you're thinking, it needs to be specific, very understood, very simple phrases. It needs to be measurable. So I'm going to be able to do 10 more minutes, 3 more minutes, earn this grade of a 90. It needs to be action oriented, something that you can actually do, something that you're responsible for. You will also see this A oftentimes referred to as attainable. Is it really attainable? And if it is really attainable, then what is it that you have to do? What actions would you need to take in order to be able to attain this goal? Is it realistic? So for one of my goals, and I'll just use exercise and fitness for one because that's the easiest thing that you probably may or may not be including in here. So let's say that I want to lose 30 pounds by next Friday. It's time bound. It's actionable. I'm going to do that with exercise and proper nutrition. It's measurable and specific, but it isn't realistic. There is no way, healthy or unhealthy, that I could actually achieve that goal in that time frame. So be careful about that. E is the ecological, and this is, do your goals have any sort of relevance to the picture or to your life or to your future that you really want? Is this something that's going to build towards achieving your ultimate self and that potential that we refer to? And why would you be doing this? What is it for? Some of the things should be based off of you. It needs to be, why do you want to do it? And so that's what we're talking about when we're thinking about rewarding. You will also see these ER as a couple of different things throughout some other acronyms, but we're using this model for the course. So I challenge you to take a look at that and see and think what you can do. I have attached some websites for you to take a look at. The first of which is the SMART Goals Guide. There are several tabs down the left-hand side of the page where you can take a look at this and see what's happening and what's going on and what's recommended. I want you to consider how you feel about this website and if you feel that the information is solid and relevant. I also would like for you to take the time to watch the 15-minute Caroline Casey video as her TED Talk to show a little bit about what inspires her and what's going on and what's happening in her life. And as you can see, there are some other things over here that are inspirational, and that will be your discussion question this week. What do you find inspirational? What allows for you to get up in the morning and continue moving through your day? So these might be some things that you would consider. The next website that we will look at, where the link is also provided for you, is called The Goal Setting, a scientific guide to setting and achieving goals. Take a look at some of these things, open up the links, review some things, see what you think, and compare this and the scientific research with some of the other information from the other website. And again, reflect on what you think might be realistic and appropriate goal setting techniques. The other thing that you're going to do is write a journal. This is our first journal. The first journal entry will be on a typed page. It's not shared with anybody other than myself. At the end of the semester, you'll put all of your journals together, but this journal should be on one typed page. It needs not be any more than 4 paragraphs, and it doesn't need to be any less than 3 paragraphs. The actual prompt, or the thing that I would like for you to consider when writing your first journal entry, are, what are your top 5 interests? What are the top things that you really enjoy doing? And how might you, or do you, incorporate these interests into your daily activities? What you're looking at here is your week 2 information. And so I'm hoping that you have no problems linking in and looking at our course information. Week 2 is here. These are your assignments. Take a look at what's been added, your discussion board, your assignment attachment button, your goal setting templates, and other information that you may like to use for this course. I hope everyone's well, and I can't wait to read your posts. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.